So let's get down to the brass tacks of this book that I tried to read, and the good parts, the bad parts, and the book rating. Of course, with me not finishing it, I can only give you a rating on what I did read up to page 40. Now, the back of it is quite depressing, so let me read it to you. She has nothing left to lose. Her marriage is over. Her newspaper career went belly up, and it won't be long before her 2 teenage sons are off to college. And then what? Sometimes it seems like the only thing Ginger Garrison can count on is her beloved Pichon Frise and the loyal woman in her dog walking group. But her luck is about to take a wild turn. Will she dare to let loose? A diplomatic snafu has sidelined the globe-trotting nature photographer Lucio Lucky Montez, a man known such as his wild personal life as his wildlife images. Now stuck in the States and forced to shoot pet portraits for a living, his prospects look downright tame. Until Ginger enters his world, along with her boys, her spoiled pooch, and her egomaniacal ex-husband. Lucky's always been a love her and leave her kind of guy, but something about the spirited, sensual Ginger makes him want to stick around. But will Lucky's playboy past end up costing him the only woman that he's ever really loved? So it sounds kind of interesting, right? And I will say it had hope there for a little bit. But The Night She Got Lucky by Susan Donovan is not going to get a very good rating by moi. This book is dedicated to my hardworking personnel assistants, past and present, Marley Murphy, Genesis Finnegan, and true, you couldn't answer the phone file. Facts worth a damn, but you kept my feet warm and protected me from the evils of the world, namely the UPS man, the FedEx man, the mailman, and thank you, boys. It came out in 2010. Acknowledgements. The author would like to thank Dr. Richard Kramer, DDS, for the information on oral surgery, Gail Barrett for the assistance with Spanish translation, Arlene Schuster for helping the German insults, and Teresa Barr for placing the winning bid at the 2008 Washington County, Maryland Habitat for Humanity auction, allowing me to use her name for a fictional character. This all is a work of fiction. The characters or events are product of the author's imagination. Now, it did start off with a promising quote. The difference between dogs and men is, you know, where dogs sleep at night. Greg Logiannis. And the next paperclip was on page 29. Mrs. Needleman is kind of like the bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, the fairy godmother, if you will, in this book. And she makes absolutely no sense except for this one phrase that I did read. Only love attracts love. Distrust only creates more distrust. It's a universal truth. She lowered her eyes, and in a whisper she added, I fear I'm running out of time. And that's the only thing that I felt like sharing with you out of this book. And that's about the first 40 pages. I wish I could say I could give this book higher than what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 3. That's right. This book gets a 3. As you know, 0 would be no promise. 5 is middle of the road. And anything higher than that, that means you need to pick up the book. So, I didn't see much promise in this book. But for those who do, God bless you. So that's what I'm going to say on that book. I'm going to show you the one I'm reading next.